Today I'm going to cover one of my favourite plants, poppies. When we first moved, we only had 1 or 2 of these in the garden, but over the last few years I've been saving the seeds and spreading them further and further around the garden because not only are they beautiful, the seeds are also edible. So on that note, I want to quickly go over the difference between the edible kind and the non-edible kind, because I often hear people say, oh, poppy seeds are edible. Not all of them. So on the right hand side I have an opium poppy, which is the edible kind, and then the left hand side is a wild poppy, which is the non-edible kind, and it's this kind which you often see in remembrance imagery. It grows wild, it grows on the side of roads, and the easiest way to tell the difference is the leaves. The leaves will feel slightly cabbagey and soft rather than rough and slightly fluffy. But an even easier way to tell is the sap. If you snap the leaves or snap the main stalk, you'll get this very milky white sap. Another way to tell the difference is the dried seed pod. A wild poppy will have these long seed pod heads, but an opium poppy will have a perfectly round seed pod head. And the final difference is the feel. The feel of the main stalk is going to be very smooth and soft with no little hairs or bristle, but a wildflower has a very bristly, slightly fuzzy stalk. So that's the easiest way to tell the difference between the two of them. As for collecting the seeds, this is probably one of the easiest plants to collect the seeds. You need to wait until it's dried enough for this top part underneath the crown to open up. When it's closed, it's nowhere near ready, but as it dries, this part is going to open up and you can just pour the poppies out. It's best if you wait for a spell of warm weather so that everything has really dried thoroughly, and you'll be able to tell if you just knock the very top of the head and it sounds like a rattle. You want to pick these, make sure to keep them upright, because the minute you tilt them over, all those seeds are going to come out. Pour everything out, and do be prepared for a spider, or if you're unlucky, a centipede to come running out. It's for this reason I like to do this outside, so I can leave the bowl there for half an hour or an hour so that everything can run away, and then I can use the seeds. Make sure that those seeds are dry. If they're not dry, just leave them on a windowsill till they're very, very thoroughly dry, and then you can put them away to add to salads, bagels, bread, anything like that. If you have a poppy that got knocked over or blown over and the seed pods are still way away from being ready, then you can still collect them. You just need to cut the seed head off, put them in a very thin mesh bag, leave it on a windowsill to dry, and within a few weeks that crown will open up and you can still harvest the seeds without wasting anything. Now, I am going to do a video in a few weeks showing how to make a poppy skeleton for decorating, which is very easy and looks awesome in the winter for using to decorate, but for the moment I'm just going to save all those dried seed pod heads, add a load of seeds into my seed trays ready for next year, and I'll have a new video for you soon.